And Magnus, he is playing against a grandmaster in the first round. That's a tough draw. Teterev.
That's right. Already playing a grandmaster as early as round 1. That's not an every week appearance. That's not something we see all the time. Magnus smiling. He didn't play 1d4 as our audience voted for, so he's got to play that later in the event. He's got to play it at some point. Instead, it's a Sicilian defense with some early trades, and Magnus smiling as he gets castled, ready to check the Black King.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to play it in his first game. He just has to play it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And the one time he doesn't get too difficult of a challenge, but also he was playing against a very good opponent now in the first round, a grandmaster. So I can understand that he was like, what should I choose to play against him?
Yeah, and instead, Magnus going for this e4 opening, going for the Sicilian. He's not going to get much out of the opening, but he will try to create an isolated pawn in the center for his opponent. This black pawn is fixed and might well find itself isolated. There we go. No other pawns around it. It's going to become a target for the rest of the game. Magnus will next aim to undermine it, maybe bringing his bishop out to take away the defender of that pawn. It's a small advantage, I would say, for Magnus, but it should be one that lasts quite a long time. He looks pretty relaxed.
And like one other fun thing we have here in the Take studio is the option to listen to Magnus. So let's hear what he says.
If I want, and I think I want, I can always redirect this knight later on.
Yeah, you're not too nervous for this knight that is now on the side of the board?
Yeah, I saw that he could push the moves, no, the pawn to ahead, but he can take on passant maybe. Yeah, and that would be good. So I was a bit scared until I remembered.
You were worried the knight was trapped?
I was worried the knight was trapped now, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so that would be if the black pawn comes forward and attacks it, then white can take, as if the pawn just moved one square. No bypassing en passant there. Magnus has it covered. He's aiming to build a pawn chain, connect 3, with pawns just holding each other on the queen side to keep his extra material there, to keep the one pawn advantage. But there we see Teterev appearing, and he needs compensation. He's a pawn down with black. I don't really see how to take advantage of the white knight either on the edge of the board. Some X-ray attacks maybe if the black knight moves out the way, but nothing effective right now.
And we can also reiterate that there are 11 rounds and they play with 5 minutes on the clock and there's no extra time. Do you usually play with an increment when you play online, Aslak?
Yes, I do play some bullet, 1+0, but other than that, I hate not having extra time.
Yeah.
I lose so much on time. I'm a horrible time management player. I spend all my time trying to get an advantage early and then I lose the end game, more or less every time.
What do you think about the clock situation that we have here?
It's huge advantage to Magnus. This is looking good.
Mm-hmm. That's why he's trading off pieces. He's a pawn up. He's up 2 minutes nearly on the clock. And that's also why I gave him a very high score on the player card for time management. Aslak, if I ever make yours, I know that time management might be a bit lower.
Yeah, no points for me there. Yeah, if Torstein is a 67, then I'm probably not even qualified.
I know. Don't be modest. In the meantime, Magnus, he just gets out of the counterplay here. There was a threat potentially to attack his rook. And wow, we do see tactics. Has Magnus missed this move? It's a knight sacrifice from Teterev. But his idea is to unleash the black queen to hit this poor piece on the side of the board. If the white rook steps up to defend that piece, then the other black knight can take it. Magnus might have just lost his pawn advantage. Can he hold on to anything at all here? That's very sneaky from Teterev. He set it up. Queen takes knight, and wow, this position just got crazy. En passant, he's allowed it, Magnus Carlsen. What does he have planned? Pawn takes pawn. En passant, they joke that it's forced. If you see en passant, you have to play it. It's like a moral code in chess. It's a code of honor. You have to take that pawn.
But it's so cool when you don't do it as well.
Mm-hmm. But what else? This is crazy. Suddenly, white's queen is defending her knight. That is the reason. That's the idea that Magnus went for. Smiling away. And we'll find out. We do see pawn takes pawn, and this is Magnus's idea. There's a pin along the central file, so the black knight cannot take white's bishop. And if we do see the trade of bishops, then white's knight jumps back. There's still a lot of tension, especially on the 2 black knights.
And we can see that the two players that you recognized earlier in the broadcast, Aslak, Duda and Caruana, have both won their first games, which is to be expected because they're playing lower-rated players. But it's fun to see Caruana playing because he hasn't been participating that much in Title Tuesday.
No, and he's had no excuse. He didn't play the World Cup either. So Caruana, he's had a busy year, taking a break, but nice to see him back in action. We should mention many players from the World Cup who were knocked out are here playing today in Title Tuesday. Vacher Legrave as well. We even have one player who's still in the tournament, Jose Martinez, playing despite the fact he's got an important tiebreak tomorrow that could decide whether he gets to the candidates or not.
Oh, wow. That's how important Title Tuesday is. You can't miss a single week, even when it's one of the most important tournaments of over-the-board chess is going on at the same time. You have to play both.
Exactly. And in the meantime, Teterev won the pawn back. It's level material. Magnus may be feeling he has good chances here because Black's king is a bit open. I don't like the doubled pawns here for Black. Those pawns are really ugly, need to be protected. But the evaluation bar at the top says it's level again. Magnus might need to up the speed and try to flag his opponent, try to play for time now.
So when you have a time advantage like this, would you like to go to the endgame, or would you like it to be a lot of pieces so it's more complicated?
That's a good question. I think it depends, of course, but you need to keep enough pieces left to try and trick your opponent. So I think definitely keeping the knights on the board would be nice because knights are so tricky. They jump in such awkward ways that the opponent will burn time off the clock. Keeping queens on. Magnus likes trading queens, so I think he's the exception to the rule, but keeping queens on normally is a good idea if you have more time. And just keeping tension, that's the main thing. Don't allow the opponent any easy moves, any easy exchanges, any easy attacks. And Teterev here is centralizing, but he is awkwardly pinned. Maybe Magnus can slide into the center. Lots of targets with his rook. Still looking good for him. 2 extra minutes on the clock.
But it seems like he's still taking the position quite seriously, because if he was just playing to flag his opponent, if his only goal was let me get him out on time, then he perhaps wouldn't invest as much time himself in trying to find the best moves here.
Oof, and Teterev down to 19 seconds. That's going to be rough.
Oh, Magnus, though, has blundered. His rook is actually trapped.
Oh.
So if Teterev goes back with his queen, that traps Magnus's rook. There's no way out for that rook. This is the key move, but 8 seconds, it's just impossible here. I think he's just going to give up. 4 seconds, what's he doing? He's just totally
He's perfecting
frozen.
the game.
Terrible move instead. Unfortunately, he's allowed a nasty, nasty check on the back rank. White's knight can also jump forward. Magnus is going to win on the board and the clock. But that was a shaky win. Not Magnus at his best. Teterev putting up a good fight, but just too slow.
But it's nice that Magnus can kind of warm up a little bit with some of the easier opponents in the first rounds. And it's usually not until like round 5 or 6 or 7 that Magnus